Good evening and welcome to our celebration of Excellence evening. I'd like to start by thanking our musicians for playing as we arrived in the hall this evening. Before I hand over to Mrs. Walker, some housekeeping. We have no planned fire drill this evening. If the alarm in the unlikely event was to sound, then we will direct you from the hall outside. Could you please also check that your mobile phone is on silent or switched off, and ask you not to take photographs during the ceremony, but photographs will be available to purchase either afterwards tonight or in the coming days. Thank you.
Perfect. So, good evening and welcome to you all. I'm delighted that so many of our student prize winners and staff receiving awards have been able to join us. I'm delighted that family of our students are also able to be with us tonight to celebrate their achievements. I'm particularly pleased that we're joined this evening by the representative Deputy Lieutenant for the London Borough of Barnet, Martin Russell, MBE, the Worshipful Mayor of Barnet, Councillor Tony Vuru, and Madam Mayoress Caroline Vuru, the Chief Executive and Director of Education and Learning in Barnet Education Learning Services, Neil Marlowe, the Chair of the Board of the Endowment Fund of the Schools of Queen Elizabeth I in Barnet, Martin Bradish, my close colleague and fellow champion of designated single-gender schools, the head teacher of Queen Elizabeth School in Barnet, Neil Enright, one of our board members, Professor Ashley Braganza, Jill Williams, Vice Chair of the Endowment Fund Board and Secretary of the Guild, our Alumna Association, Vulla Dimitriou, Endowment Fund Board Representative for our staff, Sarah Badvi, the Chair of QEGSA, our Parent Teacher Association, Nick Jones, broadcaster and author who writes for Barnet Society, and all our other invited guests who all support our intentional work and all the programmes that run here at school. Many of our guests have close connections with our school. I hope she doesn't mind me saying Neil Marlowe's wife, Nicola, is an alumna, as are Jill Williams, Sarah Badvi, and Nick Jones' daughter. Currently, 7 staff members are alumnus and 4 staff members have daughters at the school. And I also know that several of our parents in the hall are also alumnus of the school. Our Celebration of Excellence evening is devoted to sharing our pride in the individually remarkable achievements of notable students at our school. This year's summer series of exams saw our student outcomes exceed the dizzy heights reached by students last year, testament to the work of students and staff, and importantly, the relationships developed over time between the two. I can tell you that in the near future, there will be doctors and dentists, teachers and lawyers, academics, sportswomen, athletes, artists, psychologists, politicians, economists and engineers, and others following so many different careers, all starting with courses of study this autumn. Our prizes have been set up since the early days of the school's founding in 1888. They're funded from bequests, money gifted to the school by previous staff and students to be used as prizes in their memory, and ably invested by the Endowment Fund Board, which ensures the investments continue to generate funds. The monetary value of each individual prize is not necessarily huge, but the symbol of the prize, the personal story of the person in whose name it is given, the specific achievement it represents, the particular quality of character it celebrates, can all be invaluable. Before I introduce you to our guest speaker, I want to offer my own congratulations to our students on behalf of our whole school community, your friends and family here tonight, and our esteemed guests who have all given up their evening to join us in celebrating remarkable you. Now to our guest, Olivia Matthews. Olivia left Queen Elizabeth's Girls' School following her A-levels in 2016 to start her undergraduate degree course in economics at University of Essex, where she gained a first-class degree. I'm not going to tell you any more about Olivia. I'm going to let her do that herself. Welcome, Olivia.
Hello. First, I want to say thank you for inviting me to be a part of such a special evening. But hello, I'm Olivia Matthews, and I think this is the first time I've been in this hall since I collected my A-level results back in 2016. And I can't tell if it feels smaller or larger all at the same time. But yeah, so I started here in 2009, coming from a very small school, and there were more students in a year group here than in my entire school going in. So definitely small fish, big pond when starting out. But looking back at my time at QA, a lot of it's just so fondly. From the little things, it was my planner. You know, when I look back at school, I love my planner, the organisation, and that was a skill that was given to you so half. It was to get you through your day. But in life now, being organised and all those things, something I look back so fondly on. The friends that I made have carried me through many obstacles through school, going into university and since. And it's crazy to think at 26 I've already been a bridesmaid to the girl I was sports captain with, and I've got an engagement party with the girl I went to school with every day from 2009 to 2016 on the weekend. And still coming back here, we speak so fondly of our memories to this day. Was very involved in school, was involved in Rock Challenge, a lot of extracurricular activities, did my D of E, all things that became a bit to put on my CV, but are just filled with fond memories while you do it to get through the day and the week. You look back and it means so much more. And just the environment of it being all women is so empowering. There's something you would hear in assemblies and I'd sit through and I'd hear, and at the time it was just words, but it wasn't until I moved on to university that that meant something a lot more to me. I never felt less than as a woman. I never felt that there were never opportunities that I couldn't get involved in. There was no such thing as a boys subject or a girls subject in my head until I sat down my first day of my economics lecture and realised I was one of few in the room. But that was coming from such an empowering environment that meant nothing to me going in, and it's such a skill set and it's such an experience that you will learn to value later on in life, and that's okay. It'll come one day. I think I thought a lot about it quite a few years later going in. Thinking back, there's just so many fond memories even walking in today of lunch times in the hallway or playing sport, and you move on with your day, you move on in your life, and then coming back, it all sort of comes back up, not to be super emotional about it, and so many lessons learned, navigating friendships, navigating communicating with people, getting on with people, that are all skills that are going to transfer into later life, and so many good memories weaved into there were hardships going in, and it's only going to make you stronger in the future. And it's something I wouldn't wish on anybody, but personally, school wasn't always the easiest for me. I definitely felt like I tried, and it didn't always reflect in an exam result, but knowing that you tried and put that effort in, that is something that's going to be appreciated, whether it's in the workforce, whether it's in an assignment or an essay at university. Just keep trying, even if at times it can be disheartening. Maybe there are friendship troubles going on, and I was a victim of seeing Redknapp being the biggest thing that's happening to you right now, and it's all consuming and it takes up everything inside of you. But just know, sit, breathe, it is just a moment. Whether it's a failed test result when you thought you were trying harder, working on bits and it not quite being enough, falling out with friends, it may seem like the biggest thing at the moment, but it's going to be okay. You've just got to do that first step first, and it will be all right. And everyone will tell you this, but you do have to believe them, because the storm will pass and it can't rain forever. And that's probably been my favourite quote going through this whole journey, because there are tough times. Breathe, journal, speak to someone, and just know that the next day, the next step, you're going to get one step closer. I'll be totally honest, I didn't get my predicted A-level grades, but I still got into university, I still got into my first choice, and I still got to move on to the next step. And all you need to do is just get to the next step in that. And that was thanks to the support of many of my teachers, many of them room, so I can't look up right now to say that. But in getting you through it, and it is thanks to all that support, it got me on to my next big step, which was university. So I went to University of Essex to study economics, and I did that with a placement year, which meant I went and lived in Kent, so a whole nother county, working my way around the M25. And in that, I was a project manager, and I worked for a consumer goods company called Church and Dwight, which doesn't mean a lot, but it did mean I get a lot of free toothpaste and Batiste dry shampoo. That was a great hit with mum's sister and my housemates. Going through that, I then ticked off two things. One was attending university and one was getting my first job. And in those environments, I learned that my skill sets work a lot better than maybe in the classroom or academically. But as my mum reminded me, you'll spend more years working than you will ever in school, even though at 19 that doesn't seem real. One of my then favourite quotes that gets me through the next bit is from the 2011 film We Bought a Zoo. And it's sometimes all you need is 20 seconds of insane courage, literally 20 seconds of embarrassing bravery, and I promise something great will come. When it comes to your next steps in life, put yourself out there. If it's starting this new year, joining a club, if you're off to university, turn up to Freshers' Fair and start talking to someone in your kitchen. You never know, those 20 seconds of courage will be the bits that shape you. I had never played lacrosse before joining university. I decided at Freshers' Fair that I would join on two reasons. One was it was advertised as a sport that a lot of people had never done before, and I hated being bad at things. So I thought, okay, one step in the right direction. And after 14 years in an all-girls school, it being a mixed club just did appeal in something social going in. The courage in turning up and saying hello to a stranger, for me, for the 2 days before that, felt like the biggest thing. Though I'm so glad I'd turned up. It meant 4 years at university, but with bad memories, built-in fitness workouts as there was no compulsory PE anymore, games all over the country, new skills and a social life, and I met extensions of friends that I still have to this day. Economics wasn't quite a very social course, though I got to know people on my course as they also played sport going in, so you'll make friends in the strangest of places. It was a lot to go then on to the CV, and useful as well in those areas, as well as having fun throughout. Throughout university, there were some hardships. I was petrified of failing and not being good enough. The thought of having to repeat my first year, as I almost didn't make it to university, seemed like the end of the world. I didn't know what enough referencing was and how to write an essay in all those areas, and again, they seemed like the biggest things. But I'd been in that situation before. I'd been in a moment where it seemed like everything was going to be all-encompassing. So when you do have those feelings, whether it's a small test, sit, absorb the moment, because next time that's going to be your empowerment to do your next step forward. At 19, I found out that I was dyslexic, and for me, I didn't really know what that meant being 19, though what it did mean, for my final year of exams, I got 25% extra time, and they glanced over some of my spelling errors in some of my essays. But at that point, I'd already received my placement year offer, I'd gotten into that job, and I'd gotten to university. So if I can overcome those steps then it's only going to be easier going forward. At university, at times, maybe my mum thought I spent more time playing and socialising with lacrosse than doing my degree, though it all paid off because I managed to graduate not only with a first class, but the Faculty of Social Sciences Sports Scholar Athlete, which was never something I was aiming for. I'll be totally honest, at university, I just wanted to get a 2-1 and enjoy myself and be a bit more social than maybe I was at school. But all of it will come together when you least expect it. Just keep doing the things that you love and it will all fall in quite naturally. It then led me on to a voluntary position as the events officer, overseeing the sports board and running of all sports activity at the university, and it gave me a little insight to which would have been my first postgraduate job. This was an SU officer position, so sort of like a political figure representing students at a university, similar layout to a school council or school parliament. The idea of running a campaign in front of the whole university body scared the life out of me. I really did not want to do it, though the job on paper was something I felt so passionately about. My student experience at university is what shaped me into the next steps I was going to become. So here I was at another crossroads. 1 week of campaigning and putting myself out there in front of people versus the 1 to 2 year payoff of a job that I really love that's going to impact people. So I went back to that quote. All it takes is 20 seconds of courage. Well, 20 hours of courage that took to campaign, though it all went through. What was the worst that was going to happen? People would see that I failed. Well, I was out the university in 3 months anyway, so it was worth the risk. I spent 2 years as the University Students' Union Sports President and Vice President of Student Experience, working full-time, getting paid while representing students and making sure they're getting value out of their experience. Everything that meant so much to my personal time, but to many of my friends and of things that I'd learned in school as well. I was involved in meetings with senior university staff, a trustee involved in the strategic plans of the SU Finances, which was a £9 million organisation, all at 22. If you told me this while I was last in this hall, being looked at by Miss Pearson because she knew what my A-level results were, but she hadn't also seen my emails, which I also knew coming in to collect my results that I had got into my university. We both had very different reactions when seeing each other that day. But personally, it was the best thing because I had these moments that got me through the hardship. I was then looking after 9 younger students at the university who were working in their officer positions, overseeing, working with them with what their goals were and what they'd like to achieve. Something that made me really passionate, again, about working with people and encouraging them. Even if nothing's gone completely perfectly for me, I think that makes me perfectly undervalued but overqualified to speak on this. So, overall, I'm still a massive overthinker and I'll still overthink things to this day. But take this. What if all the what ifs, if I embarrass myself, if I make fun of myself and it doesn't all work out? Well, this is also a TikTok quote, but what if it all works out? Just every single time, think about that 20 seconds of courage turning up and what if it all works out? I finished my role at the SU, was very passionate about moving back to London and being closer to family. 3 months into what I call my retirement, which was a long extended summer holiday, I then got an email from the Vice-Chancellor of the university letting me know about a new position as their London officer. It was a brand new role they were creating And from my time sat in meetings, at times calling them out for some of the choices they were making, especially over some COVID restrictions when we were 2 years past COVID, that impact, that courage, that standing up for yourself, that being bold, that being brave, which all came back to the lessons I learned as a QE girl from 2009 to 2016, well, it all gave me a little bit of courage and motivation in those meetings, because what if they do listen to me, and what if it all works out? So here I am today. I spend my 8 till 4 going into schools and colleges, working with year 12s and year 13s, letting them know that university can be for them, providing insight there, getting to work in London from connections that I made going in. So remember, even in the darkest hours, the rain doesn't last forever. You'll get through it. Take a photo of tonight and remember that you are excellent, and enjoy the rest of your evening celebrating your excellence.
So thank you, Olivia, for sharing those experiences with us. We're now we're moving on to the part of the evening where we will invite students who have won prizes to come up onto the stage to receive them. I'm going to read out names of the winners of each prize, and then we will applaud as they come together up onto the stage. They will receive their prize and then shake hands with Olivia, our guest speaker, and Mrs. Walker, one at a time, before having their photograph taken, and then go back down on the other side of the stage, just so that you're clear. So, to begin, our first prize this evening is the Abbott Prize, and this is for outstanding academic achievement. There are 4 prize winners. We have Grace Eldo, Hannah Ho, who can't be here this evening, Rosita Marsh, and Ruby Bell Stone. Would you like to come up, please?
Nice. Congratulations. Congratulations. Thank you. Fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Next, we have the Harnett Prize, which is also for outstanding academic achievement. And this goes to Isabel Dole, Isla Azizi, Molly O'Hara, Eden Olsher, who can't be with us, and Keisha Sarpong.
One more time. Just hold the score up. Fantastic. Okay. Great. Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I just hold it like that? Yeah. Hold it down. There you go. Perfect. Well done.
We now move on to the Evans bequest, and this prize is for consistent hard work and maintaining high standards. And this year's winners are Fatima Ali, Sonia Chozepsa, Bethany Buari, who can't be here, and Ruby Richardson. Stage right.
Okay, one more time. Scott, that's it. So, what's that? Take a smile if you can.
Next is the DeBock Porter Prize, and this is for services to the school, and this goes to Clayda Karate.
Big smile for me.
The J. Owen gift, also for services to the school, is given to Hannah Spearman Walters.
Congratulations.
One more time. Do one more. Hold on.
And the D.E. Pratt gift for services to the school goes to Simran Bal.
Congratulations.
One more time. Fantastic. Well done.
This year's O'Neill Prize for Textiles is awarded to Sophie Nethercote.
Just hold that. Perfect. One more time.
The next prize is the Alan Holmes Commemoration Prize for Chemistry. This prize goes to Hannah Ho. She cannot be with us tonight because she has started her university's studies in Hong Kong. Let's give her a round of applause. The next prize is given to the head girl, and it's the Frida Ballum bequest, and this year it goes to Aretha Waterberg.
Good to see.
That's lovely. Well done. One more time. And the last one. Okay.
This year's Trustees Prize for Mathematics is awarded to Vanshi Pujara.
Well done.
The Amy Sangani Memorial Prize is for assistance to other students, and this is awarded to Sophie Nethercote.
So different smile for this one.
The last one was the practice.
Next, we have the Jenny Morgan Trophy for PE, which is awarded to Manmeet Gill. Next is the Siobhan Reedy Award for Art, and this is awarded to Eden Olsher, who's unable to be with us, so let's give her a round of applause. I'm now going to hand over to Colette Abimbola, Deputy Head Teacher, who will continue with the prizes.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. The next set of prizes are the head teacher's prizes, and there are 3 prizes. In year 7, it goes to Dylan Bailey, year 8, Michaela Waterberg, and in year 9, Rhea Dave.
You know it. Yeah.
Just come on, today. Thank you so much. Well done.
Next, we move on to Mr. Burton, Humanities Prizes, year 9. In history, it goes to Khadija Edwakede for outstanding achievement and progress in history. In geography, it goes to Aditi Prostiv for outstanding achievement and progress in geography. And in religious studies, Magdalena Clarkson.
That's great. Just hold the scroll up here a bit. That's it. And one more time. Thanks so much. Well done. That's good. Well done. And then, let's get so one more thing, guys.
Okay, the next set of awards are the Ursula Godry People Progress Prizes. In year 7, we've got Selena Crawford, Amelia Johnson, and Lucy Velikova for outstanding progress throughout the academic year.
Rolling. That's great. Fantastic. Well done. Perfect. Well done. Amazing. Just come forward again. That's it. Perfect. Lovely. Brilliant.
In year 8, the Ursula Gunnery People Progress Prizes goes to Zena Barry, Camille Kara, and Georgia Olweg for outstanding progress throughout the academic year.
That's good. Really nice one more time. Thank you so much. Okay. Just perfect. One more time. Big smile for me. Perfect. Well done. Thank you.
Okay. And finally, for the Ursula Gunnery People Progress, in year 10, it goes to Kira Wang, Cheryl Tang, and Eve Spearman Walters for outstanding progress throughout the academic year.
Okay, one more time. Well done. Big smile, here we go. Good. And then, amazing one as well.
The next prize is the Cynthia Cohen Prize, and this goes to Vachi Pujara for our outstanding achievement and contribution to student voice. The next prize is the Wilf Lipman Prize for outstanding effort and personal progress. In year 9, it goes to Gracie May Glynn, and in year 11, Suraya Shafi. Okay. Now we move on to the Wilkinson Prize for Music. This is outstanding and sustained contribution to the musical life of the school, and it goes to Victoria Forbes. The next award is the Peppy Ferguson Prize for Progress in English as an Additional Language. This prize goes to Mobina Azadegi Naini for outstanding effort and personal progress in speaking the English language. The next award is the Hazel Block Award for Public Speaking, and it goes to Evelyn Miller for her outstanding achievement and progress in public speaking.
Thank you so much. Well done.
The next award is the Nina and Morton Friedman Prize for Politics. And this award goes to Sophia Morris for her outstanding achievement and progress in politics.
Well done.
Thank you so much.
Okay, and our final student prize this evening is the Blackwell's Foundation Scholarship. It goes to Grace Eldo for her outstanding achievements in year 12 and 13, and if I may add, she achieved 4 A stars in A levels. She's now studying medicine at Queen Mary University. Okay, I will now hand you over to Mrs. Walker.
Okay. So this year we're also beginning a new tradition to celebrate our long-standing staff. There are 37 teachers, almost half our full-time equivalent number, who have worked at our school for 10 years or more. In a climate of recruitment and retention challenge in our profession, I think it is a remarkable statistic. This is a real community school. We will be marking milestones, starting with 10 years, then 15, 20, and so on. Since this is our first year of doing this, we didn't want staff who had already passed a milestone but not reached the next to miss out. So our list this year is a little longer than it will be going forward. Not all our staff receiving awards can be present tonight, but we will celebrate those in their absence too. So let's start with staff who have 10 to 14 years service. Emma Wright, Hayley Richards, Christopher Ray, Ralph Petrie, Priya Katari, Esme Braun, Claire Albrecht, Jane Canton, Rachel Pearce, Victoria Bunce, Helen Myrtle, Jennifer Ford, Susan Chirek, Anna Barral, Denise Cohorst, Mary Hewitt, Michelle Madden, Kenneth Lane, Matthew Clarkson, Amanda Campbell, and Daniel Blythe. Please come up to accept your award. Some of these awards are going to support staff. They're not necessarily all teachers, but you'll know the ones that are and aren't. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I'll give you a spot. You'll get that later. Thank you. I'll give you a yes, thank you very much. I didn't get to do it. Thanks very much. Thank you. Congratulations.
Big smiles there.
So now these are the staff who've been with us over 15 years, but not 20 yet. Beverly Payne, Janet Douglas, Kerry Matty, Amanda Welch, Claire Kenny-Dwyer, Hayley Barney, Jane Piper, Mokbul Alam, Irene Burton and Jacqueline Stewart. These staff have worked here for 20 years and above, but not 25 yet. David Jones, Melanie Epstein, Yatunde Ayodele and Nicola Madigan.
You discreetly probably. Just head down so that's good. That's it. Thanks so much.
So, Mark Fielder has worked here over 25 years.
You put down a little bit more. Here we go. Thanks so much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Now, incredibly, we have two teachers who have worked here over 35 years. Natalie Beavis is not able to be with us tonight, but we do have Nigel Royden.
Lovely. Big smile, sir. That's it. Thank you so much.
And as well as celebrating long service to the school, we want to mark the long service to education of two of our former staff members who retired this year. Deepika Makka was an assistant head teacher when she retired at Christmas of end of the autumn term, wasn't it, just gone. Deepika gave many years service to more than just our school, and she was a teacher of English. We're also celebrating the long service to education that Tracy Parker contributed. She was also an assistant head teacher when she retired in the summer. She has worked at our school as a mathematics teacher, and in the last year she was our Senko. Between them, they have given, I should think, over 65 years of service to education, which is something to be thankful for, and we want to celebrate that with you tonight. Please come up to the stage. Okay. So, to end our celebration of our students and our staff, we ask you to please join us for some refreshments, some light bites and conversation at the back of the hall. And don't forget, if you'd like to purchase photographs, the photographers are printing them now in the music room next door. Thank you all very much for coming, and congratulations. Oh, sorry, just before we all stand up, I was forgetting something very important, and that was to give special thanks to Olivia for giving up her time tonight to come and speak to us so eloquently and with such wise words. for our students as they go off to university. Thank you.